Well, I started my education path about 13 years ago. Back then, I was a networking and wireless instructor in the Army, where I was in charge of training all the Army units. I loved the idea of instructor, as it was always a pleasure to see people coming in with no knowledge and living with it. It also encouraged me to find new ways to convey messages and ideas. The reason I'm here is ever since I joined the startup world about 4 years ago, I was always approached by fellow entrepreneurs with questions like, how do I convey my message? How do I sell it to investors? How to tell a story? Or how do I deal with questions and objections? It got me thinking. As for me as an instructor, it was always challenging to find new ways to intrigue people, especially these days where the attention span is much shorter and people have ubiquitous ways to obtain knowledge. I have delivered a workshop called Effective Presentation Skills for many years for the corporate world. But then I realized that a lot of it is transferable to the startup world, where you also need to convey messages, retain audience focus, inherit certain concept, and most important, get them to connect to you. I have trained people from literally all over the world, and you wouldn't believe how similar people listening to you are. So I took the formula I learned and practiced in the training world and tried to adapt it to my startups. Because training is like selling. You're selling facts. And of course it worked, because people are people, wherever. What I'm showing in this course is all that I've learned through the years. The main objective is to make you feel more aware of what happens when you pitch, how the audience is reacting to certain things you do, whether you're aware of it or not. I'll illustrate common and uncommon situations of pitching scenarios and describe how to handle each and every one. Let's set something in stone. There is no right or wrong when it comes to pitching. If someone told you that, I'm afraid they didn't know you. Everyone has their own style and capabilities. And another thing I want people to take from this course are options. I'll provide many things. Some are obvious and some are really esoteric. And students will be able to choose what they want to focus on. You can't become a perfect pitcher overnight. But as in the startup world, it helps if you can focus on a specific thing you want to improve or achieve. What I love mostly about this workshop is that it's an open discussion rather than just methodologies and techniques. So I encourage my students to always challenge me about situations that happen to them or someone else. That's actually a technique I'm discussing at length. Questions. We should always be encouraged to ask questions. So ask me questions.